So, we are recording. I'm Brian Knight from Melbourne, Australia, and we also have...
And I'm Anne Armitage from Ontario, Canada.
And I think that the main purpose of what we want to, present to you in a very simple way is how you can have an income or a retirement fund, basically, that you can spend a little bit of time at and not, you can still have your lifestyle, but be able to have an earning that you didn't think maybe was possible until you find out about it. So here's our opportunity. So what are we going to look at first, Anne?
I think maybe we should show them how just a little bit of money can grow very quickly.
Oh, just like bank shoes.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's have a look then. I'll just go to this spreadsheet that we have at our disposal, and look, we can make this available for people if they would like to access into it.
Absolutely.
So let's just go through the overview of it. This is actually a 12-month compounding. So first we'll show you how a small amount of money can grow in percentage-wise over 12 months, and then we'll look at a 6-year plan. Hopefully we've got 6 years to sort of look ahead, but let's look at it in a yearly sort of one chunk at the moment. So what have we got here, Anne? We've got...
Well, on average, what we advise and what we do as a group is we go towards having a 3% growth on our accounts per day. By doing that, we go for a target of 10 pips. Now, I know we haven't really talked about what a pip is or anything, and we will do that at a later date. But that really just is a calculation of movement in the market, basically, is what it is.
Right. So that's not what's in mandarins or oranges. We're not talking about those pips.
It's not that kind of a pip, no.
It's a different sort of
percentage.
Pip. But it is a pip that grows, though.
It is indeed.
Okay. All right. So all right. The pip that grows, but it's not coming out of fruit. It's a unit of measurement. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay,
Absolutely correct.
Rightio.
Yeah.
So this is just a number, 10, and we just call them pips. So just call them 10 things or whatever.
Units of movement, yeah.
Yeah, and 3%. So at this point, some people might go, oh my gosh, I'm not really good at maths. I don't know numbers that well. Do you really need to know them that well?
You really don't, actually. I'm not a math whiz by any stretch of the imagination. And honestly, with this compounding spreadsheet, all you do is just plug in the numbers. It does the calculating for you, and it tells you what you need to know.
Yeah, same here.
It could be easier.
I'm not great at maths either. And how long have you been at this, Anne? How long have you been? When did you discover this, and sort of how long have you been in this way of earning money?
Probably about 2 years ago now, actually. And it was a bit of a process and a learning curve, to be honest, to kind of get rolling and understand things and terminology and so forth. But it does come. And it does it opens up a lot of doors to you once you understand what you're doing and you learn how to do it properly.
Yeah, I'm about 2.5 years in as well, so around about that same sort of time. And I think baby boomers understand that you need to put the time in to learn something. And yes, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to be a process. So let's get back to this spreadsheet. 3%
Absolutely.
a day, 10 pips. We start at month 1, which is, wherever it is for you when you watch this, and you commit $100. Is that just $100? Or
just $100,
or £100, or 100, whatever your denomination
right, whatever currency it is that works for you. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is the first day. You have 100. Oh, but there's only 20 days, Anne. This has only got 20 days for the month.
You're very observant, Brian.
So how come it's only 20? But the shortest month is probably only February. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So why is this only 20 and most months have 30, 31 days?
Good question. The reason for that is that the Forex markets are only open 5 days out of 7. So therefore a month is only 20 trading days.
Okay.
Now, mind you, mind you, although they're only open the 5 days, they are open 24 hours from the time that they open on Sunday and they close again on Friday.
Okay. Well, mine opens Monday morning and closes on Saturday morning, but that's just because of
Yes,
the
well,
where we are in the world. That's okay.
exactly.
And that sort of brings up a point. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. You still trade. You just accommodate whatever the
Yep,
times are for you.
absolutely.
Okay. So day one, we have $100 in. We want 3%. So, oh my gosh, we've got 10 pips and then we've made $3.
Yep.
Yeehaw!
It doesn't sound like a whole lot, but
No,
over
it
time,
doesn't sound like much. And you go, oh, really? For this effort, I've made $3? Just wait.
yeah.
Day two, you get your 3% on $103, brings you to 106.09, and then down, 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 down it goes. So in 20 days, wait, hang on a minute. In 20 days, that $100 goes to
It's almost doubled.
$180.61. Hang on a
Almost
minute,
doubled.
that's only 20 days though.
Yep.
This is how banks do it. I'm absolutely certain. So, okay, so then what we do is we go to month 2 over here. So this is the second month, whatever, and we've got $180.61.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we make $186.03. Hang on, that's not $3 there. That's $6 now we're making. We're making $6 on it because we've got a larger starting amount. Then we're going to nearly double the amount that we make. So it's just a daily thing. We just need to keep, be like a baby boomer. You just grind away every day. So then it's 191.61. And so at the end of the second month, so that's 40 days. And all we've done is, we've sucked air and ate food and enjoyed life. We're now up to $326.20 in 2 months.
That's right. We've more than tripled our starting amount.
Hang on a minute. But we only started with 100.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good. Just keep me on
3
track
times
here.
as much now.
This is month 3. So it's whatever we finished at month 2 starts at month 3, and at the end of it's 589.16.
Yep.
Then
and
we
at the end
start
of
up.
6 months.
Oh, hang on a minute. Let's
go to 6 months.
6 months. Hang on a minute. How could that be 3,471?
This is the magic of compounding.
Wow. Okay. So then 7 months, 6,000. Hang on, this is doubling. It's nearly doubling every month.
Yep.
And then that's 11, 9, 10. Hang on a minute.
At the end of a year.
At the end of the year, I've got 120,000, nearly 120 and a half. From how much?
Yeah, let's be a little bit realistic, of course. First of all,
from $100 at the start. Okay, all right. Now, there's got to be some trickery in this, hasn't it?
There's no trickery in it at all. The numbers don't lie. This is how compounding works. But we do need to keep in mind that this is in a perfect world if there was never anything that went backwards ever, and that will not be the case.
Okay. So this
it's here and there things will go backwards a little bit, but at the same time, if you even have half of that 12-month amount, so if you had $60,000
rightio,
at the end of the year, when you started with 100,
yeah, so that's 120. If you
would
had half
of it, right? But would that be upsetting?
Oh yeah, you'd have to cry a lot over that, wouldn't you? No, it wouldn't be upsetting.
Out of 100.
Yeah, not a problem.
I don't think that would be such a bad thing.
But all you have to do is allocate a little small amount of time every day that actually gets you to that point. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
So from 100 to 120, or as you said, possibly even 60, because life does life, doesn't it?
That's right.
So what have we got up here? Please note, this sheet is designed for illustrations, and this is to show the compounding effect of what you do. And as you've just said, life does life.
Yep.
And this is Albert Einstein.
Top also the disclaimer that this is an example of what can potentially happen.
Yeah.
In a perfect world.
Okay.
And it's not an income claim in any way.
Yeah. Okay. And this is Albert Einstein saying compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. The person who understands it earns it, and the person who doesn't ends up paying the price. And there's lots of people paying the price. It's finding out how to get access into this. What happens if we change that though, and we only did say 2% a day? How would that? Let's have a look and see. That would have. How would that affect
How
it?
do we end up at the end of a year?
Yeah, I think. Well, people are interested in what the year would look like. What would that? Oh, it's only 11,000.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So 1% over that whole year makes such an enormous difference.
Yep.
Right. So
Yep.
let's put that back at 3 then, and instead of
Let's
100,
say we started with, say, $500.
okay, let's say 500.
That's a nice round number.
Okay, 500. Let's go. So nearly doubled in the first month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so oh my gosh, what's it going to look like in 12 months? What? No, let's halve that to be conservative. 300.
Absolutely.
So 500 turns into 300,000 possibly.
Yep.
Like, and if everything's perfect, it's 600, but it's not going to be perfect. We know that
No,
because
that's that. The world is not perfect. We all know that the world is not perfect. The world has its
okay.
hiccups and its ups and downs, and there's nothing that's any different with this.
So
But
let's,
again, if you even had half of that amount,
yeah.
starting with $500, would that still be such a bad thing?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No. Oh, okay. Well, let's now have a look at, say, a 6-year plan. One which is for, so starting in
Monthly.
2019. Yeah, there's a monthly one.
Yeah.
And this is 10% a month at 100. So there's a lot less amount though here, Anne. I mean,
That's very true, but it's our learned advice that that would be very conservative. We don't like to encourage people to be foolish with their money in any way, shape, or form. So we advise that on a monthly basis, we are shooting for a grand total of 10%. It also takes into account that the daily 3% will have, again, its ups and downs along the way.
So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is sort of a longer term plan than what we were talking about before on a monthly.
Yes.
But you can see how monthly it can grow. If you have 100, and hang on a minute, what have we put it at? We've put it at 10%. That was 3% a day over 20 days. But this we're doing conservatively 10% per month.
Correct.
At $100 starting 2019 or whenever you want it to start.
Yes.
And when we go down here, it's 95,000. So if we were to make 50,000 in 6 years for $100, like half the amount to be conservative, and then we're being even more conservative because we're only saying 10% a month, not 60% a month, which was doing on the monthly one. That's like, wow, that's still all right. So now what do? We go up here and we can, let's say it's 500, yeah?
Yep, let's try it.
Okay, so I'll just go back with that and we put 500 in, yeah, and click there and we go. So that's 500 starting amount.
Yep.
550, that's it. Yeah, 10% would be 550. And
correct.
That. So now in
6 months.
In year 2, no, in 6 years. So that's 1 year.
6 years. Yeah, sorry, 6 years. Yeah.
2 years, it'd be nearly 5.
Yeah, which still doesn't sound all that impressive. However, as time rolls on.
Wow, that's nearly $500,000 in 6 years.
Yeah.
And then if you say half of that's 250,000.
Yeah.
So if we though started with, say we just have a spare 1,000, whatever it is, lying around, and we just put it to this, and we spend, some time in the morning and night each day, like 15 minutes or something.
Yep.
That's that. What is it in? Okay, so it's nearly $1 million with starting with 1,000 at 10% per month over 6 years.
Which, yes, and as I mentioned, it already takes into account the ups and downs of the daily situation, which is why the 10% is more conservative over the course of a monthly period.
Wow.
So yes, almost $1 million.
Okay. So if people are interested.
So for those people who are starting their retirement pot just now.
or
You
even
still have
or even
time.
want to work in to get their retirement pot, or they're at retirement time, or even if they're in retirement time, it's never too late for this, is it?
No, it's never too late. Never too late to start with anything, for that matter. But yeah, never too late for this for sure.
And this market is a 5.3 trillion dollars a day moving
Yep,
around. We
that's right.
want a little bit of it, don't we?
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
why wouldn't we?
I'm not greedy. I mean, banks are doing it. Yeah,
I don't need a whole lot of it. I just want a little bit for myself as well.
and the super funds again, and big businesses, they're all access into this.
Oh, well, the banks are like obviously the key players in this whole situation, and this is how they make the majority of their money. Not to mention large corporations and so on as well. This is again how they make the majority of their money.
Rightio. So if people are interested from this, what have they got to do, Anne?
Well, they have got to reach out to either of us
Or the person
and let
that's
us know that they want to
introduced
talk about it further and maybe learn a little bit more about it and see if it's a good fit for them.
Yeah. Or there might be somebody else that's introduced them into this group as well. So
Very true.
So
Very true.
get
Yes.
back to them or get onto us or whatever you need to do.
Yep. At the end of the day, get back to whoever it was that had the good sense to point you in this direction.
Okay, great. So that's amazing, Anne, that to be able to see that visually, that change from a small amount, allocating it and a little bit of work or a little bit of effort that you do every day to what
Right.
it can build to.
Yep.
And look, a lot of us baby boomers have had home loans or, from banks and stuff. And we know paying back the principal and interest takes a long time. They're
That's right.
using this same thing to
Yep.
make millions and trillions for banks. So
Same principle, but now it's working in your favor instead of against you.
I think it's called wisdom, isn't it? We get a little bit older and we still get a bit of wisdom. Like, what's really happening? Okay.
Exactly. We
All
figure
right.
things out eventually, don't we?
That's right. All right. Until next time, we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.